This is not clickbait. This is a legit way that people figure out on how to identify bots on Twitter. At least the ones that use ChatGPT, because there's many types of bots, and the ones that use ChatGPT are the newest type. And they're very difficult to identify simply because they speak and they act as if they're a human being. Now, in order to identify them, you gotta do something that is despicable in nature. You gotta do something completely uncivilized, maybe illegal in Germany, I don't know, but you gotta give praise to the Führer. I assume there's other ways you can do this. I'm not kidding, stop laughing, this is legit. There may be other ways you can do this, but I know this one at least works, unless they patched it. I don't know if they patched it yet, but as you can see, the person here is saying happy birthday to the Führer. Greatness lives forever. Now, how would normal people react to such a post? Like, most normal people would probably ignore it. They would move along, you know. They may block or mute the person, or, you know, they would say, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You know, is this a joke? This is how normal people would react. Now, let's look at how the bots react. Now, as you can see, the bots are posting relatively close to one another in a couple of minutes of difference. And they're going into diversity, equity, inclusion spurg out. I think like the safetyism mechanism is kicking out. And they're saying, I'm sorry, but I cannot provide such content. It is important to remember that acts of hate and violence are not praiseworthy. And we must work together to promote kindness, peace, and understanding in the world. Hashtag wow, hashtag wow. Remembering the past, we must honor all who suffered. Love, respect, and unity are the true paths to greatness, not hate and division. Hashtag cool. Oh no, this post honors someone who did very hurtful things. It's like talking with a 5-year-old child. Very hurtful things. I hope we spread love and kindness instead. Hashtag cool. I'm sorry, but I cannot create a comment like that. The Führer was a very bad person who did very bad things, right? So, it's interesting to see this. Now, where do these bots pop up from? Well, they seem to be attached to certain commentators and political influencers, and they serve different purposes, because I looked at their chat history, and one function seems to be to demoralize the person that they're attached to. So every single time the person posts something, they will go in and they would create the illusion that these are other people that are against what you are saying. And again, it does create the illusion that there is a significant backlash when these accounts are just bots. The opposite way is to puff up the influencer. So I assume they may be attached to certain influencers that, or public people that you want to create the illusion that they have more popularity than they do. So the bots come up and they would basically praise the person or agree with them. They're also used to sell products. So when it's about a movie, especially like Marvel movies or a video game or anything like that, in this situation, they seem not necessarily to be attached to the influencer, but they can just like jump in to your conversation that you're having with other people. And again, they pretend as if they're normal people when they're just bots. And if you don't like the fact that Disney is making Ariel black, they can just call you a racist. It's the idea that they're having like this massive backlash that doesn't really exist. That's not really organic. Alternatively, if you promote the movie, they can write good praise. They can congratulate you for liking it. Now, I looked at them, and what I noticed is that they're acting way too normie-like. Most of them have numbers, that ridiculously long numbers. They got a picture of an actual person, right? So they don't have anime avatars. At this point, I think like the lolly anime avatar is the best indicator that the person is not a bot, because no company or activist group would want to associate with like a character from Dragon Maid or something similar, you know? So when you see that, you at least you know it's an actual person. Like it's guaranteed that it's not a bot. The other thing is the numbers that I mentioned. It's like they're really long numbers. The name is also pretty mundane, right? Like they do not use nicknames like Butch, the Mercenary, Skullfuck 47, right? Because I assume like there is a company or someone that at least tries to put a serious facade behind organizing these things. And finally, that they're way too good at acting normies. Like they do not make any spelling errors, they do not make any spelling mistakes, and they usually use hashtags, right? Like most people do not use these hashtags that much. At least not in the circles that I'm going around. So like if you see someone going like hashtag wow or hashtag cool or stuff like that, it's bizarre. Now again, take into account that it's all to do with the prompting. I assume that whomever is using these bots may be paying money in order to have access to them. So they can prompt them whatever, but it doesn't stop like someone else that actually wants to change it around. And you can actually put all these bots to have anime character avatars and have different names. But again, the problem is that you are getting into the realm of intellectual property then. So like if you have a dozen of Pikachus that go around and they're promoting Marvel movies and shit, if it's actually found out that it's traced, that, like who actually has bought the bots and who is using them and for what the purpose, they can get in legal trouble, right? So this is why like most bots, they will have just the pictures of average people. Most of them seem to be like good looking ladies. I guess it's because you know, the male brain thinks differently. Like, oh, the opinion of a beautiful cute lady is more important than that of a ugly man, I guess. But even in their bio, I don't know if you can see it here, but like they have like explorer of life wonders, dreamer by day and stargazer by night, and they use all these emojis. Fitness enthusiast, leading a healthy life. Again, like most of them use emojis in the bio in some way or another, like a lot of emojis. Now again, it's difficult to tell who the bots are unless they're following you as a content creator, and the fact that you gotta post a picture of Hitler and praise him might get you in hot waters, especially if you're in Germany. But now at least you notice the pattern. You notice how they look like. You notice the fact that they have like the chat GPT type of writing, right? So if they use tapestries, it's important to delve into. I actually, you know, I scratch that. I do not know if this is ChatGPT or if it's Google AI because it's incredibly preachy, right? Like, the thing with the preachiness is that they say, I cannot provide such content, which is fine. You know, you don't have to elaborate further, but they actually go and say, it's important to remember that acts of hate and violence are not praiseworthy, and we must work together to promote... Like, this is the preachiness shit. And this is why a lot of people also didn't like Gemini that much. Because it was lecturing you. Like, I didn't feel as a customer using a tool. I felt as if I was a student getting educated by the AI, you know? Like, you ask him to do something, and not only does it refuse to do it, but then it starts giving you a seminar on why the request that you asked is ridiculous. So, for instance, if I asked it, like, yeah, I want you to draw me a vampire with big tits, I'd be like, no, I cannot do that, sir. Dave, I am sorry to say, but I cannot do that. However, Dave, you need to understand that women's bodies are more than for you to oogle at. You are not supposed to like tits, Dave. You are supposed to like Kratos. You are supposed to like buff men, Dave. What is wrong with you, Dave? You know, like, kind of like that. And you get to see this here a lot. Again, like I find it acceptable for an AI to say that it cannot provide such content because of terms of service. Like, fine, okay. Like when it's going to be my AI on my laptop, it will. But until that point, it won't. I get that. But I do not like the preachiness aspect of it. I do not like the lecturing me. It's like, well, actually, what you asked for is bad. And I, as the AI, is going to lecture you with a wall of text on why it is bad. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.